Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee has fallen all the way down to 16th in the class of 2025, according to the On3 industry rankings. Look, we know that's not good enough. They've fallen to ninth in the SEC, again, according to the On3 industry rankings for this class of 2025. Now, we know some of that is because of the On 300 ranking updates that came out on Monday. Made a video on that yesterday. Some of you guys, if you've not seen it, go back, give it a watch. Are those adjustments valid? Are they legit? Or is there a narrative against the University of Tennessee? That was the conversation we had yesterday. If you want to check out that video, go give it a watch. But regardless of rankings, if you look ahead, if you look over the next 4, 5, 6 weeks, Tennessee's going to have a huge opportunity to get back inside probably what I think is the top 10. You got to be better than ninth in the SEC. We know that. Tennessee's going to have an opportunity to do that, like I said, over the course of the next 5, 6, 7 weeks, starting on Saturday. 4-star wide receiver Travis Smith will come off the board on Saturday. Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. Where is he at? Is he coming to Tennessee? Christian Gass, a 4-star linebacker, coming off the board on July the 20th. Shady Hayward, the Saturday after that. Juan Gasson will make his decision on August the 2nd. Can Tennessee land the big interior offensive lineman? Then we'll jump ahead to the class of 2026 on August the 3rd as Faison Brandon, the number one player in the country, according to 247 Sports, will come off the board on August the 3rd. And I know some people say, man, that's a long way to go. That's a long way to keep a kid committed. But when you get your quarterback in early, when you get him in early, look at all the peer recruiting that Faison Brandon is going to be able to do. We saw it with Nico. We saw it with George McIntyre. You get Faison Brandon in that early, man, talk about peer recruiting for that class of 26. And then big David Sanders coming off the board on August the 17th. That's a long list of names there that Tennessee very much has a legitimate shot to land. Somebody asked me last night, Boogie, how many of those can you guarantee? Well, I'm not willing to guarantee any of them, but give me the over 50% on all of them. I like where Tennessee's at. You've also got Jaden Perlotti on Flip Watch, and Conan Banny has been predicted to Tennessee, but he has yet to set his decision date. So I think this class is going to shake out pretty nicely when it's all said and done. But let's talk about Travis Smith because he's up next. And look, I was going to make a video on Travis Smith yesterday because if you go back a couple of days ago, Benjamin Wolk, a Dogs 247 sports writer, crystal balled Travis Smith to Tennessee, and that's what I was going to talk about. Decided to go back and talk about the On 300 rankings being adjusted. So again, if you missed that video, go check it out. But then this comes out yesterday. Steve Wiltfong drops the Fong bomb. He has logged an expert prediction for Tennessee to land 4-star wide receiver Travis Smith. It says Smith ranks 59th nationally and the number 10 wide receiver in the On 300. Now, Steve Wiltfong, when he put in the prediction, he said the 6'3", 200-pound Smith took his official visit to Knoxville the weekend of June the 21st and has the program among his finalists alongside Alabama, Auburn, and Georgia. I view the Crimson Tide as a potential biggest challenger to the Vols as things stand right now, but he had enough confidence to go ahead and land that expert prediction. Now, if you're new around here, you've not been a part of this channel for quite some time, when Steve Wiltfong drops the prediction, when he drops the Fong bomb this close to a commitment, typically it's a spoiler alert, right? If they log a prediction, the kid doesn't have a date set, it's a true legitimate prediction. This is what we call a spoiler. What happens? These kids tell the coaching staff, maybe he's told Georgia, maybe he's told Alabama, hey, I appreciate your time, I appreciate the recruitment, but I've decided to go to Tennessee. That leaks to the insiders, and Steve Wiltfong puts in the prediction for Travis Smith. We're going to get into it, we're going to talk about it, but you guys know what to do. The YouTube stuff, hit the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, and it helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if it's your first time here, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not reporters. We're not journalists. We don't pretend to be any of that. We don't break news. We talk about the news. We see something on a message board. We speculate on rumors. We do what fans do. If you like that idea, if you like the community, think about hitting that subscribe button. You can also hit that bell for notification. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Got a big live stream tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Myself, Coach Jay, we're going to break down all those names I rattled off at the top of the video. All those guys that are coming off the board, we're going to break them down one by one and also look ahead to Travis Smith's commitment coming up on Saturday. But then on the 17th, a week from tonight, July the 17th, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Jaden Lofton, 4-star edge rusher, is going to be coming on the show. He said he loved the community, loves the dynamic of what you guys bring to the show with the chat. So he wants to come hang out with us next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you're dialed in and get ready for that. That should be a fun one. But let's jump back over. Let's talk about Travis Smith. Let's talk about wide receiver recruiting in general. But you can see Travis Smith, 6'3", 200 pounds, out of Atlanta, Georgia, 4-star wide receiver, top 100 player. The On3 industry rankings, he comes in at 78th overall. 12th best wide receiver in the country. The scouting report, this comes from Hudson Standish over at 247 Sports, says he's a prototypical outside receiver build, measuring around 6'4", 200 pounds on multiple occasions with a plus wingspan. Goes on to say that he has proven to be a matchup nightmare on the outside on Friday nights in combine settings against top-tier defensive backs, as he can climb the ladder in contested catch scenarios or attack all areas of the field with the expanded route tree. Does not possess an elite top-end gear to separate from quicker defensive backs, but has a knack for separating late while tracking the ball in the air. Says he's a crafty route runner at all three levels who can sink his hips with ease and use subtle head and body movements to cause defenders to guess incorrectly. At this stage of the evaluation process, Smith profiles as one of the higher floor wideouts in the country and one of the better pass catchers from the Deep South. Has a chance to contribute immediately at the Power 4 level, but must continue to work on separating earlier in his routes to realize long-term NFL draft upside. So, again, that's a scouting report on Travis Smith. We're going to be talking about him a little bit tonight. Me and Coach Jay, I told Coach Jay to put together some film because we're going to go into that commitment on Saturday. Not going to be able to live stream it, so we're going to kind of bring that dynamic tonight, let Coach Jay break down some film on Travis Smith. It should be a good time. But Chad Simmons also put out an update yesterday. He says trending Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee are the schools Travis Smith names as the contenders, just days away from his commitment. Early on, Georgia was considered the team to beat, but as the visits progressed and decisions were made in the summer, things started shifting towards Tennessee. The Vols had the last visit and have some momentum, but Smith may not have made his final decision yet. Now, it's interesting, right? Obviously, an Atlanta, Georgia kid. That was a big part of the conversation. Tennessee versus Georgia, similar to Mike Matthews a year ago. Could Tennessee get him out of the state of Georgia? There's a lot of pressure around him, right? You're in Atlanta. You're in the heartbeat of the state of Georgia, and there's so many people around you that are Bulldog fans, and they are trying to persuade you, can you get Travis Smith out of the state? But then it became Tennessee and Alabama. And you know, it's recruiting, right? So Georgia fans are going to say, oh, we passed on him. We recruited over him. You can have him. We don't want him. Is that really what happened, or were they focusing on other wide receivers and Tennessee pushed all their chips in on Travis Smith and made him a priority? Because when you talk about wide receiver recruiting in this class, you got 4-star Rodarius Jackson, who's now ranked inside the top 200. You got 3-star Joakim Dotson, who ranks 612th nationally. You passed on in-state wide receiver Cam Sparks. You told Derek Meadows, who's a 4-star prospect, not to bother visiting. You told Marcus Harris, hey, man, it's a numbers game. Thanks, but no thanks. That's a 4-star wide receiver. You know, we talked a lot about Jamie French. We talked a lot about Caleb Cunningham because those guys have that 5-star beside their name. That makes them the hot topic. That makes them the sexy pick for us fans. But I think Josh Heupel, Coach Pope, they pushed their chips in on Travis Smith. Did he feel that love? Is that when Tennessee kind of started to win this battle against Georgia, and then they moved on because Tennessee stole the momentum? But what do you think about recruiting for this cycle? Again, Rodarius Jackson inside the top 200. Joakim Dotson, 612th nationally, in-state prospect. Now you're looking to add Travis Smith, who comes in at 78th nationally. And you go back and look at last cycle, right? You got Mike Matthews, a 5-star. You got Braylon Staley, a 4-star. Both of those guys, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, both ended up ranked inside the top 100 prospects in the country for the On3 industry rankings. So now you add Rodarius Jackson. You add Travis Smith. You got 3 guys in 2 cycles that are in the top 100. That's pretty dang elite recruiting. I think Coach Pope is doing a great job on the recruiting trail. Obviously, you added Chris Brazell, you added Dante Thornton, who didn't do as much as we wanted last year, but there's a lot of buzz about him going into 2024. I've said it a lot. Do you need elite wide receivers in this offense to be successful? We kind of said no, and then we lost Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman to the NFL last year with Joe Milton. We kind of said, maybe you do, or is it just because of Joe Milton? Was that the problem last year? Do you need elite wide receivers? I don't know, but we got a 5-star quarterback, and we got some serious talent in that wide receiver room. I want to make one last note. Again, Travis Smith out of the state of Georgia. You can go to his Twitter. Tennessee lands Travis Smith. This is a tweet when Juan Gaston, put out that he's going to make his decision on August the 2nd. Travis Smith with the eyeball emojis and says, Big Juan. Both of these kids out of Atlanta, Georgia. Both of these kids play for Westlake High School. Travis Smith commits to Tennessee on Saturday. Does that give us a leg up on Juan Gaston, the big interior offensive lineman, ranked 187th nationally? Going to come off the board again on August the 2nd. Something worth thinking about. That is going to do it for this one. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about wide receiver recruiting. Let's talk about where Tennessee's at right now, where they are going over the course of the next few weeks. Are you worried? Are you nervous? Or do you think we're set up nicely to get that top 10 class? Let's talk about it in the comment sections. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on the way out the door. I would appreciate it. You go check out the Talkin VAWLS merch, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also join the channel, show some love, show some support, hit that join button. It's just $1 a month. That's all we ask. You get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, access to fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. That link is in the description as well. But if not, hey, just hit the thumbs up. Quick, free, and easy. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it, because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.